But I did want to acknowledge a certain someone in the room that's really special, our founding faculty member and the longtime sole faculty member, Valerie Morris is right here. I'm going to give you come up and tell us a little bit about the formative years of this enterprise.
I could spend the whole time
Okay,
talking
great.
about it, but it gave me
Yes,
5
7
minutes.
hours.
First of all, why did I come here? I was the director of operations for a summer program that was in dance and theater. And they said to me, while you're here, why don't you teach one course a semester? I've never taught before and I never can remember wanting to teach, but I did. And that was that was around 74. And in 1974, there were some things going on. There were only 2 programs, I think. It was UCLA and Wisconsin, which Andrew knows something about. And my only speculation is that there were about 11 or 12 programs that at that time must have all contacted Al Prevey or Lee Cooper at those 2 programs, because that was how many of us got invited to the National Endowment for the Arts, where they had a seminar. They were getting very frightened because lots of arts groups were going bankrupt, and they figured it was because artists were running those organizations, but they knew nothing about management. So they said, why don't we have programs like Wisconsin and UCLA that can teach artists? That was the concept in the early years in graduate school, that they'd spend their undergraduate lives as artists, and now they will learn management techniques. Just so you know, they said you can only send 1 representative from each school, and the Master of Public Administration program and the Department of Performing Arts were both, as universities tend to do, starting simultaneous programs. And so the president of the university said, Valerie Morris will be the person who will represent us at the National Endowment for the Arts, and thus history was made. And I worked very well with the MPA program. There was a branch, I think there still is, that you could get out of the MPA program. So that those programs that were represented at that symposium at the National Endowment for the Arts became the programs, and they're all celebrating 50 years. I thought of it, this going on all around the country. All of us, we got to know each other very well. We started organizations, and we did a lot of things. The Donner Foundation, I have to talk, you learn in class that some boards have people that are difficult.
No.
There was a person, luckily I don't remember his name, but he was on, he must have been very important. He was on the Corcoran board, the American University board, and the Donner Foundation board. So he said, I can get you lots of money. Donner Foundation was looking into arts management training. And I think they ended up giving grants to Sangamon State in Indiana, I think it was. But they were doing it way before the NEA or anything. They'd already started. And this kind of annoying guy threw us together, the Corcoran and me, and a guy named Phil Jessup, who was at the Donner Foundation. And the Corcoran hated the idea. They didn't know why look at where the Corcoran is now. I mean, we did good compared to the Corcoran, but they wanted nothing to do with us, nothing at all to do with the arts management. They thought, and this guy was saying, well, you have to do it because I'm gonna get you lots of money. And they hated it, and they disliked every minute. And the Donner Foundation were furious. What was this board member coming in and imposing on them that they had to fund this program that was coming through? So no funding, no funding. And they said, no way. I became kind of good friends with Phil Jessup, who gave me nothing, no money at all. And then I thought, well, I'm not getting any money, but I spent a lot of time putting together this curriculum. So we did exactly what the Donner Foundation, you have it, in fact. We did pretty much what the Donner Foundation said, the proposal said. We did that. And we just didn't get paid for doing it. And so I, for 20 years, I was the only, full-time person. Sherburne was,
You hired me, you said, come teach one course.
yeah, it's all I can pay you for. Yeah, and I see that Jack is here. Jack, what year did you come? You were very early.
I think I started around 77.
Yeah,
And I got my MFA, but I said, now what am I gonna do?
yeah, right. So, and he had a gallery downtown, Jack Rasmussen Gallery, which was really spectacular. So that in a nutshell, that was, that the years we're talking about was 74, 75. And the whole thing just was put together, and now it's celebrating 50 years, which I don't know how it can do that when I'm so young.